Hello, today we'll solve another problem of Leetcode, which is called palindrome number. So by the name we can see that we can see that we have to find the palindrome number. So we have an integer, so we have to find that if that is palindrome or not. Like in example 1 we have 1 to 1, so clearly we can see that it will be true because it is palindrome. So in example 2, if we will have a negative number, that will be false, okay, right away. And in the example 3 we have the example of 10, which will be false because it is not palindrome. Okay, so the palindrome is if we will read that number from the start or we will read that number from the end, it will be the same. So that is palindrome. So what we'll have to do first, we'll have to, okay, let's do this problem by step by step. Okay, so we'll have to, so in case we want to know that number is palindrome or not, we have to find the find the last element of that integer or that digit of that number. We have to find that number or digit. Okay, so first we'll do that. So how we'll do that, we will have a digit variable. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll just find, so we'll actually make another variable to store the entire number, like temporary variable to store the x number that will get in the input. Okay, so while temp is not equals to 0, so when that will not be equals to 0, we will make the we'll actually, by taking a modulus, we will get the last digit of the number. So suppose we have 1 to 1, like in the example 1 we have 1 to 1. So if we want to take the last digit of the number, like 1, so we will take the modulus of that number. So digit will be x modulus by 10. Okay, we will take modulus of n by 10. Okay, so now in this digit we have a digit 1. Okay, because the last digit of this number is 1. So now what we'll do, in the second step we have to store that number that we are, that number, the reverse number that we are getting. Okay, we have to store that. So let's declare another variable, reversed. Okay, so we'll reversed number will be stored in that variable. Okay, so what we'll do, first will be equals to, so in the digit we are getting, so we'll not just store generally, like general, in general we will just store that digit element into the reverse. Not like that, we will store, we will store the reversed part of that integer that we are getting in the digit. Okay, we will have to store the reverse part of that. So in that, for that we will just multiply that number by 10 and plus the value that we are getting. Okay, so in the first case we will have a 0, 0 multiply would be 10, so that will make 0, and plus digit will have one value. Okay, so in the first iteration the reversed value would be 1. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll now in the third step we will have to extract that last element, because we have already put that into the reverse variable. Okay, so now for the extraction of the last digit, we will divide that by 10. Okay, like that. So so in the second iteration, we what we'll do, the digit will be 2, and the reversed value will just 1 multiplied by 10, which will be 10 plus digit would be 2. So in that case we have a 12 in that, actually in the reverse value. Okay, so after the iteration of this loop, we will check if the reverse is equals to x, return true, because the return type is bool, return true, and else would be return false. We'll have to check another case if we have x of negative value. So we'll check there, if x is less than 0, then return false. So let's see that by running. Okay, okay, so it is saying that the reversed integer value, it is actually a um, you know actually I think we will change that to the long, it will be a long integer. Okay, because that is this value is multiplying, and then it is adding the value as a value, so it will be a long integer. Use template. It is good, thank you so much.